to the 27 of you that are on this call. Is it okay if we talk about prospecting this morning? I see most of your heads nodding. So cool. Awesome. Let's talk calling for sell by owners, calling expireds, and circle prospecting. And I'm going to ask for a role play partner. Just raise your hand or take yourself off mute and say, John, I'm good. Let's go.
John, I'm good.
All right. Good morning, Kevin. John Dietz. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. The reason for my call is I noticed your home is for sale.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you're selling by owner. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, cool. Just curious, if I were to have an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so that's exactly why we should get together. I just need 10 or 15 minutes to pop by so I could take a look at your home and potentially bring you an offer.
Okay. What do you charge for bringing somebody by to sell my home?
Yeah. So the good news is I don't cost anything. I'm free until I sell your house.
Okay.
And when I bring you an offer, if you accept the offer, my fee is 3% to represent the buyer in that transaction.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds fine. Our concern is things were a little tight, and we're not sure if we're going to get out of our house what we need to.
Yeah.
So we were going down the route of trying to sell it ourselves first.
That makes sense. And I would love to help you sell your home. I just need to pop by for 10 or 15 minutes. Would 4 o'clock tomorrow or 5 be better for you?
Probably 5.
Okay, so I've got the appointment, right, guys?
Right.
Tell me why it has to be more difficult than that.
Okay, well, in actuality, I did this with an expired listing last week, and the guy was out of town.
Okay.
He said he was out of town. So I went ahead and set the appointment up for this week. However, when I called him to confirm, he basically said, no, he's not interested anymore. So I read into that I either need to defer to trying to set something up, basically saying, I'll call you back when you're back in town and try to set something up, or I need to go to get the appointment sooner than 5 to 7 days out.
Yeah, so it's the second one.
Okay.
You always set an appointment.
Right.
So
well, I did set an appointment.
No. I'm just answering your first option where you said, maybe I just need to schedule time to call him back and schedule the appointment. No, you've got him on the phone. Go ahead and schedule the appointment.
Okay.
Even if it's 4 or 5 days out, because the number of people who will keep the appointment is greater than the number who will cancel. And focus on the ones who keep the appointment, not the ones who cancel, because it's all about opportunity. And what we do, all of us do this, Kevin, is we judge ourselves based on our failures. In other words, we judge ourselves based on the appointments that canceled versus our successes, the ones who keep the appointment. So schedule the appointment.
Okay.
Now, yes, if you can absolutely get in the door within the next 2 days, that's always ideal. And then what I do the day of the appointment is I send a text message out first thing that morning confirming the appointment, and I call before I go. So I've confirmed the appointment twice.
Okay.
Now, if somebody says I've changed my mind, why do you think you're hearing that?
Well, in one case, these weren't expired listings. In one case, when I went back into the MLS and looked at, apparently he decided to relist with with the previous agent.
Okay, so now after you schedule the appointment, if you're scheduling it for 4 days out or 5 days out, actually, even if it's in 2 days and it's expired listing, hey, Kevin, so I'm looking forward to seeing you Thursday at 5 o'clock. And before I let you go, just curious, are you planning on relisting your home?
Okay. So plant that seed there.
Well, ask them.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you planning on relisting your home? If you are you going to be relisting the property before we meet on Thursday?
Okay.
Now, if they say, yes, I'm going to relist my home, cool. If I could show you how I could sell your home for more money and less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that?
Okay.
Now they say, no, I'm just going to hire the previous agent. My response to that is, of course, I understand. You probably feel obligated after everything they did to try to get your home sold. Just curious, though, what are they going to do different this time that they didn't do last time?
Right.
I mean, I've heard that doing the same thing, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, do you?
No.
No, and after all, you don't owe them anything. You certainly don't owe me anything, but you do owe yourself the opportunity to hire the best agent for the job. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
I mean, if you knew that I was the right agent for the job and you didn't meet with me, and 6 months from now, your home is still not sold, wouldn't you regret not meeting with me?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, and do you have anything to lose by meeting with me for 30 minutes to see what I can do to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest period of time?
Nothing more than we've lost now. So,
I mean, this is a really important decision. You should at least get a second opinion. Wouldn't you agree?
yes.
Okay. There's about a dozen scripts right there, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Now, back to the for sale by owner call. Natalie, I'm going to talk to you. So, Natalie, I noticed your home is for sale. Looks like you're selling your home by owner.
Yes, we are.
Awesome. And you're selling your home by owner in order to save on the fee, correct?
Yes, we are. Correct.
That makes sense, right? And if I were to have a buyer, are you working with real estate agents?
Yes, we are. If you have
Okay.
a buyer.
Okay, so if I wanted to pop by and take a look at your home so I could potentially bring you an offer, what time of day typically works best for you?
Well, are you bringing your buyer with you?
Love that, guys. Love that. Thank you, Natalie. So Natalie, actually, no. And let me tell you why that's a good thing. You see, I always preview properties ahead of time. That way I know I'm bringing you the right buyer.
That makes sense. I
mean,
that was good.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably had buyers come by who said, oh, you know, I'm looking for a home with a master bedroom on the first floor. And, you know, I can see by the description of your home that the master bedroom is on the second floor.
Correct.
And that was probably pretty frustrating, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't you wonder why the heck did you even come?
Yes. Yes. We're getting a lot of realtors right now, John.
Oh, yeah. And they all want to list your house, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. You see, I don't want to list your house.
Really?
Nope. I want to help you sell it.
I like that idea.
Yeah. And if you knew I was the right agent for the job and I was going to bring you an offer, you would want to meet with me, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. Are you going to bring me an offer?
Well, so if I don't see your home, absolutely not.
Okay.
You have 0% chance of me bringing you an offer.
Okay.
If I see your home, there's a possibility I might.
Okay.
And do you have anything to lose by giving me 20 minutes to come look?
No, not at all, obviously, no.
Yeah. So does 4 o'clock tomorrow or would 5 be better for you?
5 would be better.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. Bill, take yourself off mute, please. Bill, good morning. John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. I noticed your listing came off the market. Just curious, are you still interested in selling?
Yes.
Okay, now guys, pay attention because I didn't have a long, friendly introduction. I get right to the question because he's going to hang up on me if I don't. Expired sellers are typically not happy. Oh boy, I'm so happy my home didn't sell. Yeah, so I'm going to get right to the question. So Bill, I noticed your listing came off the market. Just curious, are you still interested in selling?
Yes, of course.
Cool. I would love to show you what I can do to help you get your home sold. You know, in my experience, when a home doesn't sell that should have, like yours, it usually comes down to one of 3 reasons: either price, presentation, or marketing. And just out of curiosity, which of those 3 do you believe is the reason your home didn't sell?
Probably price. I think I'm above the market.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but I'm not in a hurry to sell, so I'm testing the market.
Okay. So if you get the right offer, you're selling, and if you don't, you're not. Right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. And I can see you were asking 500,000. So if I were able to bring you an offer close to 500,000, would you want me to bring you the offer? Just curious.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's exactly why we should get together. it'll only take 10 or 15 minutes for me to pop by and take a look so I can potentially bring you an offer. Does that sound like something that would be okay with you?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you?
4 is fine.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Marcia. Circle Prospecting. So Marcia, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, cool. That's my dogs, guys. Sorry. So Marcia, the reason for my call is I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty, and we recently sold a home in your neighborhood, which is great news.
That is good news.
Yeah, you know, it's actually right around the corner from you, 123 Main Street. It's sold for top dollar, so that's cool. Our challenge now is we have buyers that are interested in great homes like yours, and there's not very many homes for sale. So I'm just kind of calling everybody in the neighborhood to see, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home?
Actually, my neighbor 2 doors down.
Perfect. So say no one.
Oh, no one.
Okay, cool. By the way, if she has a neighbor 2 doors down, then I'm going to get the neighbor's contact information, right? My response to that, by the way, would be, that's awesome. I'd love to get their contact information so I can give them a call today. Now, the response to I don't know of anybody is, thank you so much for taking a moment to think about that. And Marcia, before I let you go, you know, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the real estate market. Sorry, guys, I'm laughing at my dogs. So for those of you who know me, Monica just got home from the grocery store, and every time she comes home from the grocery store, she always brings treats for the dogs, and they know that. So they start fighting with one another over who's going to get the first treat. That's what you guys are listening to. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Anybody want a dog?
They're allergic.
You can't have Casper. He's my favorite, but brown dog, you can have him. All right. What were we talking about, Marcia? Oh, yeah. So I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market, which means I send them interesting information on the real estate market once a month, and I call every 3 or 4 months just to check in.
That's fine.
Would it be okay if I added you to that group?
Sure, absolutely. What type of information do you need?
Yes, there you go. So I've got it. So question for the group. I can get off the conversation and start talking about the silly dogs and jump right back where I left off. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Do I have my scripts internalized?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. To the point where I could probably be focused on one thing and have this conversation unconsciously. I'm not saying that to brag. Don't hear that. What I want you to hear is time on task over time equals mastery. And does mastery pay? It pays a lot. Think of people you know who have mastered their craft. Professional athletes. Tony Hawk. Anybody know who that is?
No.
Makes $1 million a year riding a skateboard. Now, if somebody can make $1 million a year riding a skateboard, I can make $1 million a year selling real estate. I have to master this, though. Yes? Okay. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? 100%. All right. What kind of scripts what kind of objections are you going to hear? I don't want to show my home unless you have a buyer. That's going to be an objection. And my response to that is, I understand, and you're probably getting a lot of real estate agents who are calling you and they all want to list your home, don't they? Because if you're hearing, I'm not going to show my home unless you have a buyer, you're hearing that because they're frustrated. And they're frustrated because their phone is ringing off the hook, and it's real estate agents who are trying to list their house. And I know that, so I'm immediately going to go to that. So Natalie, I totally understand. And you're probably getting a lot of calls from real estate agents, and they all want to list your house, don't they?
Yeah, or they lie and say they have a buyer.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if I have a buyer. I haven't seen your house yet.
True.
And I won't know if I can bring you an offer unless I see your home. And I can't bring you a buyer unless I know it's the right property for that buyer, and I have to see your home first.
Well, can't you see it online?
Yeah, that's exactly why I called. You have a beautiful home. I'm looking at the pictures. It's gorgeous. But Natalie, have you ever bought a house without looking at it first?
No.
Yeah, so neither have I. And neither have any of the buyers that I'm working with.
Okay.
So I need to see your house first.
That makes sense.
I mean,
Okay.
if you knew I was going to bring you a full price offer and you said no to me seeing your home, and you're still in your home 6 months from now, and you could have sold it if you would have allowed me to see your home.
I would be pissed at myself for not doing that.
Yeah, you would regret it, wouldn't you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What am I using right there, guys?
Pleasure versus pain.
Yes. Pleasure versus pain. And Natalie's going to make a decision based on fear of loss, which 80% of the people you talk to, that's how they think. 80% of the people you talk to are more motivated by fear of loss than gain. Use that to your advantage. Put them in harm's way. For years, when I was working on the Gary and Nikki team as a listing specialist, we studied and practiced harm's way questions. This was long before BOLD came out, long before we talked about pleasure versus pain. I didn't even understand back then that this was a pleasure versus pain conversation. All I understood was put people in harm's way. Same thing is true if I'm presenting an offer to a seller and they say, nope, I'm rejecting that offer. If this was the only offer you ever got and you found out 6 months from now that it was actually a pretty decent offer, would you regret rejecting the offer? If you're still in your home a year from now, versus being in Tampa with your family because you rejected this offer, how would you feel about that? To a buyer who is going to wait to make an offer, if you sleep on this, hold on one second, guys. Monica, can you help me with that? Cool. To a buyer who's going to sleep on this over the weekend, guys, if you sleep on this over the weekend, this home that you absolutely love, I mean, this is the right house. We've been looking for months. Yes.
John?
Yes.
Sorry, can you go back through that, what you just said, if you were taking the offer to the seller? Can you just do that one more time?
I can. Yeah. So Kevin, if we reject this offer, which by the way, if we do, that's totally okay. I mean, this is about you. It's not about me. Okay.
Okay.
However, if you reject this offer and 6 months from now, you're still in your home and you found out that it was actually a pretty good offer and you didn't sell your house, would you regret rejecting this offer?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. If we could get them to come up just a little bit, if we could get them to come up a lot, is it worth making a counter offer to try to keep this deal put this deal together?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Okay. See, Kevin, here's what happens. Most real estate agents, when they have an offer on a home and it's a low offer, they make it about themselves. They immediately feel responsible for that. So that if I was that realtor, I would call you and I would say, oh, Kevin, I really didn't want to make this call, but, I have to present all offers. And I've got an offer on your home, our asking price is $500,000 and the offer is $450,000. I just have to present it to you. How do you feel about that offer when as a realtor, I'm presenting the offer to you the way I just did? How do you feel?
Not too good.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Decline.
Say reject the offer. Reject the offer. Yeah, I want to tell that buyer to take a flipping hike. Correct?
Right.
Now, if I'm having a conversation with you that's about you and not about me. Hey, Kevin, great news. I've got an offer on your house. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to present the offer to you, and then we can talk about what to do. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to present the terms of the offer, Kevin. It's a cash buyer. They're going to close in 30 days. They're proof of funds. It's as is, and they're offering $450,000.
Well, that's a lot lower than we thought.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's better than the offer we got yesterday, though, right?
That's true, because we didn't get one yesterday.
Yeah, you're right. So
Tell me, John, what are your thoughts on the offer?
well, I don't know. We've shown your home 30 times and 20 times, 10 times, guys, whatever it is. And it would be easy to kind of get aggravated at these guys because they made a lowball offer. Except I would encourage you, rather than being angry at the buyer who's making this offer, let's be angry at everybody who looked at the house and didn't make an offer.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of homes for sale right now, and they chose yours to make an offer. That's pretty cool.
That's true.
Yeah. So we could reject the offer, and I'm fine with that if you want to do that. Or we could make a counter offer. So your asking price is $500,000. What does a price look like that you would accept?
$490.
Cool. I'm great with that. Now, I'll go back and I'll make the counter offer, and one of three things are going to happen. They'll either accept your counter offer, and that'll be awesome, or they'll give us a counter offer. In other words, they'll counter your $490 with a lower price, or they'll reject your offer. Now, if they reject your offer, we've got nothing. And before I go back and make a counter offer, I just need to ask you, if they reject your offer, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but let me interject something here.
Yep.
Okay. I went through this scenario as the buyer's agent, okay, dealing with the listing agent, and it got to the point to where we were $5,000 off, and the seller would not budge. As the buyer's agent, is there anything else I can do with the listing agent? I mean,
yeah, so absolutely. So you're the listing agent.
no, I was the buyer's agent.
No, we're role playing.
Okay,
I'm you.
Okay.
So Kevin, we're $5,000 apart, right?
Right.
Yeah, and this deal's going to die unless you and I can come up with a way to keep it together, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm okay with that, just so you know, because it's not about me, and I know you're like me, you're a professional, so it's not about you either. It's about your seller, and it's about my buyer. What if we split this 4 ways?
We tried that.
So that doesn't work?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Tried it.
Okay.
The seller feels that where he's at is where he should be, because the house across the street, which he feels is not as nice as his, sold for the price that was offered.
Okay.
It's
So Kevin, you're the listing agent again.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just putting you right back into the role play. You have 2 options here. Number 1, Kevin, before the deal dies, I'd love for you to just do me a favor. Ask your seller if this is the only offer they get and they're still in their home 6 months from now. Are they okay with that?
Okay.
I'm using harm's way. I'm just using harm's way through you.
Okay.
In other words, I'm coaching you as a realtor on how to put this deal together.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
I want you to ask your seller if this is the only offer they get, and they could give up $1,250 to get the deal done. Yet they dug their heels in and said no, over $1,250. And they're still in their home 6 months from now. Are they okay with that? That's one option. The other option is take the seller out of the equation. So now I'm talking to you as a listing agent. Okay, so the seller's not going to budge. What if we split this 3 ways? What if I can get my buyer to come up a third and you and I give up a little bit of money to get the deal done? Is that a possibility?
We can try.
Yeah. So those were the 2 ways that I would handle that. And I would really fight to keep that deal together, correct? I mean,
Right.
It's $5,000 apart. Yeah. Yeah. And Kevin, bottom line is, this is not about you. It's about the buyer. It's about the seller. And if everybody's going to dig their heels in and this deal ain't going to come together, next.
So how, at what point do you start giving up a portion of your commission?
Last effort, very last effort. However, if I can get a deal done, and it just depends, if I can get a deal done with giving up just a little bit of money in order to make the deal happen, I will, because this is script. I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. It doesn't mean that I'm going to start from that's going to be my first option, because it's not, right?
Right.
However, what real estate agents do is they start giving up a third of their commission like this. In other words, I'll lower my fee from 6% to 5%, and I'll take 3% and give the buyer's agent 2%. And they just gave up 1%. Now, 1% on a $500,000 home is $5,000. And they'll do that all day long. And I'm talking about giving up $1,250. I'll give up $1,250 a lot easier than I'll give up $5,000.
Hey, John.
That's Jeffrey.
Hey, buddy. Listen, this is something I used in new construction all the time, because obviously I dealt with buyers.
Sure.
And when you were $5,000 or $10,000 away, I broke it down in a more accepting way. So let's do that. $5,000 with the interest rates right now are going to raise your mortgage payment by $25 or $15 a month.
Love this.
And the buyer, is this going to keep you, is $15 going to keep you from the home that you love? Always worked.
Love that. Love that, because buyers care more about their mortgage payment than they do the price of the home, Jeffrey. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I would have missed it. Good job. Be on every single one of my calls from now on so that you can catch, so you can help me out, because that was a huge help. Thank you. And I meant that. I wasn't being sarcastic, guys.
No, I
totally meant that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. All right, guys, it is 10:08. Just checking the chat box really quick. Cool. Okay, just people saying goodbye. All right, I appreciate you guys. It is today, Wednesday. For those of you who are with Keller Williams, which is most of you, don't forget tomorrow's Red Day. We will have this Zoom call. The only thing that I am doing tomorrow on my work schedule is my morning Survive to Thrive Zoom calls, and then I'm participating in Red Day like everyone else. Go make your contacts. I appreciate every single one of you. Just a quick reminder, we're going to be shifting to a new format week after next. And what that is going to be is I'm going to have one call every morning, not two. So I'm going to combine the two groups, and we're going to go right into group lead generation after that, so that you will be on a Zoom call with 30, 40 other people, all making calls, supporting one another as we lead generate as a group. All right, make it a great day, everybody.